As the film unfolds, we're introduced to Keller Drover and his son Ralph, returning from a hunting expedition. Keller seizes the opportunity to convey to Ralph the vital importance of preparedness in the face of potential disasters. Later in the day, Grace Drover prepares to leave her home with her daughter Anna. Upon arriving at their neighbor's residence, they are warmly welcomed by Nancy Birch. Franklin Birch engages in playful interactions with both Anna and Joy, one of Birch's daughters. As the day progresses and preparations for Thanksgiving dinner are underway, Anna expresses a desire to play outside with Joy. Keller suggests that Ralph accompany them, and the trio ventures off. Outdoors, Anna and Joy begin to explore an RV, but their endeavors are halted by the timely intervention of Ralph and Eliza. Following dinner, Anna and Joy approach the adults seeking permission for Anna to take Joy back to the Drovers' house to retrieve a misplaced whistle. Approval granted, the eager pair rushes off. Sometime later, Keller inquires about the whereabouts of the girls, prompting him to search his own house, proving futile. Returning to the Birches' residence, nobody seems to know the whereabouts of Anna and Joy. Ralph recalls the RV they passed earlier, leading Keller to the location, only to find it gone. Faced with uncertainty, Keller decides to involve the police. At a diner, Detective Loki, dining alone, receives a call about the suspected RV. He locates the RV, inspects it, but it abruptly pulls away and crashes. Inside, Loki discovers Alex Jones in the rear. Alex, uncooperative, is arrested, and Loki continues the interrogation, met with persistent denials. Later that night, Loki investigates Alex's Aunt Ms. Holly's house, where he occasionally resides. Despite the absence of evidence in Alex's RV, Loki directs another police team to Aunt Holly's house. The following day, Loki visits the Drovers' house, where Grace notes the reputation of Loki's captain for solving every case. Loki reassures them of his commitment to finding Anna and Joy, their conversation interrupted by Keller's arrival. Loki shares with Keller the unsettling news that no evidence against Alex has been uncovered. Filled with disbelief, Keller begins to question the possibility of such an outcome. In an attempt to pacify Keller, Loki reassures him that the police are diligently exploring all possibilities and that he will fulfill his duties. Despite Loki's efforts, Keller's frustration escalates. As Loki departs, Keller inquires about Alex's custody status until the girls are found. Loki explains that Alex will soon be released unless formal charges are filed. Throughout the day and night, Loki makes multiple stops, culminating in a final visit to Father Patrick Dunn's residence. Discovering Father Patrick unconscious, Loki proceeds to investigate the home. A hidden basement catches his attention, leading him to uncover statues and eventually a bound body. Waking Father Patrick, Loki presses him for information about the mysterious situation. The following day, the search party persists in their efforts. Keller receives a call from Grace, who informs him of Alex's imminent release. The tension builds as the mystery deepens, and the search for the missing girls intensifies. As Alex is released, he finds himself swarmed by reporters. Keller arrives on the scene and confronts Alex, seeking information. In a whispered admission, Alex reveals that the girls didn't cry until he left them. In a fit of anger, Keller attacks Alex before being forcibly pulled away. Captain Richard intervenes, acknowledging the attack but instructing Keller to go home. Despite Keller's plea for Alex's rearrest, Captain Richard advises him to share the new information with Detective Loki. Later, Loki visits Alex and Holly, questioning if he revealed anything to Keller. Loki raises the stakes, asking Alex if he's willing for Holly to face consequences if he isn't telling the truth. Loki then contacts Keller, informing him that he's moving on from Alex as a suspect. Keller turns his attention to comforting Grace, who anxiously awaits Anna's return. Demanding action, Grace insists Keller make Anna come home. In an effort to calm her, Keller provides medication and entrusts Ralph with looking after Grace while he aids the police. Under the cover of night, Keller goes to Holly's home, armed and determined. Approaching Alex as he walks his dog, Keller questions him about the source of the Christmas jingle he was singing, wielding the weapon as a threat. The tension and desperation for answers escalate as the search for the missing girls takes a more intense and personal turn. The next day, Keller brings Franklin to his former residence, where he is keeping Alex hostage. Shocked, Franklin suggests taking Alex to the police, but Keller insists on forcing him to talk to save their daughters. Keller confronts Alex, giving him a final chance to confess. A loud thud echoes as Keller demands the truth. Meanwhile, Loki returns to the station, researching old child disappearance cases. He follows a lead, speaking with Mrs. Milland, who lost her child 26 years ago, near where Alex's RV was first spotted. Later that evening, Keller continues to interrogate the badly injured Alex, who refuses to talk despite threats. Franklin attends a vigil for the missing girls, comforting his grieving family. Loki observes Brad Taylor placing a teddy bear amongst the candles. Following Brad, Loki chases him to a house, but is surprised and attacked, losing Brad near a busy road. The next day, Franklin and Nancy see Brad identified as a new suspect on the news and join Keller to interrogate Alex again. Keller is convinced that Alex and Brad are connected. Meanwhile, Loki informs Captain Richard that Alex disappeared after walking his dog, questioning why he wasn't under surveillance. Loki reviews his interrogation footage for new leads and receives a call, leading him to a shopping center to meet a witness about Brad. At the abandoned house, Keller tells Franklin they are running out of time. Franklin, feeling the pressure, returns home and confesses to Nancy about Keller's actions. Shortly after, Nancy confronts Keller about kidnapping Alex, adding another layer of tension to the unfolding events. Demanding to see Alex, Nancy is taken to him. She pleads for his help in finding her daughter, unties him, but Alex turns hostile and attempts to escape. Keller introduces Franklin and Nancy to his unconventional method of extracting information from Alex. Franklin questions Keller's certainty about Alex being the culprit, insisting it needs to stop. Keller hands Franklin the hammer, leaves, but Nancy prevents Franklin from using the device, and they both depart. Simultaneously, Brad surprises Eliza as Franklin and Nancy return home. Brad infiltrates the Keller residence, waking Grace. Mistaking Brad for Anna, Grace panics, and Ralph tries to calm her down. Grace explains the situation to Loki. The following day, Loki tails Keller, observing him around town and eventually leading to the abandoned house. Keller notices Loki and confronts him. In his car, Keller lies about his destination, claiming he was heading to the store. Loki challenges Keller, asserting that he knows Keller hasn't been assisting the police as he claimed to Grace. The tension between Keller and Loki escalates as the mystery surrounding the missing girls deepens. Loki informs Keller of Alex's disappearance, and Keller, fueled by anger and worry for his daughter, claims Alex left town because he's guilty. Demanding Loki search for Anna, Keller instructs him not to follow anymore. Keller walks home, plagued by hallucinations of seeing Anna again, desperate for answers about who harmed her. Returning to Alex, Keller resorts to inflicting terrible pain to extract any new information. Simultaneously, Loki arrives at the house as Franklin rushes to hide. Loki discovers Franklin, explores the house, and, upon receiving a call about Brad, rushes off, leaving Franklin. Loki finds Brad at home, questioning his escape. Brad is captured, and Loki begins searching the house, discovering crates with dangerous snakes and bloody clothing. In the last crate, he finds a book of mazes, quickly taking it and leaving. Later, Loki updates Keller that no bodies have been found, but the Birch family identifies clothing belonging to Joy in the crates. Recognizing one of Anna's socks, Keller breaks down, blaming Loki for wasting time and not saving his daughter. At the Drovers' house, news reporters arrive. Keller warns Ralph not to speak to them, but Ralph, informed by Eliza that the girls are no longer alive, counters Keller's insistence that it isn't true. Ralph confronts Keller for leaving the family alone, leading to a heated confrontation. Meanwhile, Loki observes Brad going over the mazes and confronts him. In the ensuing scuffle, Brad gains control of a weapon, ensuring his silence as the mystery deepens, and tensions escalate between Keller and those involved in the investigation. Back at the abandoned house, Keller, overwhelmed with guilt, prays for forgiveness and confesses to Alex that he doesn't know what to do anymore but believes Alex still holds crucial information. Alex cryptically mentions finding the girls in the maze, leaving Keller desperate for the maze's location. In an attempt at reconciliation, Keller apologizes to Alex's aunt. Meanwhile, Captain Richard attempts to console the frustrated Loki about the unsolved case. Loki, noticing a picture resembling the maze drawn by Brad, receives a call. Rushing to Brad's house, Loki learns that much of the evidence is fake, and the mazes were mere copies. Despite skepticism, Loki insists on a connection and questions how Brad obtained Anna and Joy's clothes. Racing back to the Drovers' house, he finds evidence that Brad stole Anna's socks. Grace receives a call, and as Keller arrives at the house, she hurriedly leaves, announcing that Joy has been found, but not Anna. The family rushes to the hospital where Joy is recovering. Keller attempts to question Joy but is stopped. Joy recounts events leading to her discovery and mentions Keller's presence where they were taken. Keller races off, and Loki pursues him to the abandoned house, hearing Alex in pain. Keller shows up at Holly's house, offering to help fix things as an apology. Once inside, he claims to know the girls were at her home. Holly, however, points a weapon at him, making him captive. She forces him to put on handcuffs and drink a sedative to see his daughter. During a call, Keller is told to dispose of his phone. Holly confesses to multiple child kidnappings with her late husband, revealing that Alex never harmed Anna or Joy. She leads Keller to a hole in the ground, injures him, and forces him inside, unraveling a harrowing twist in the dark web of the kidnapping mystery. Falling into the hole, Keller further injures himself as Holly declares her intention to reunite him with his daughter and seal the hole shut. Meanwhile, Loki is instructed to inform Holly that the police have found Alex. In the depths of the hole, Keller struggles and discovers Anna's whistle. Loki arrives at Holly's, knocking on the door. As Holly goes to where she's hidden Anna, Loki enters, hearing movement in the house. Just as he arrives, Holly injects Anna and attacks Loki, who defends himself, ultimately leaving Holly to save Anna. Despite sustaining injuries, Loki speeds down the highway to seek help and reaches the ER. Later, it appears Keller remains missing after being placed in the hole as Loki recovers from his injuries. Grace visits with Anna, Nancy, and Joy. She talks to Loki, expressing her longing for Keller and asking if Loki will find him. Back at Holly's, Loki watches the excavators leave but hears Keller's whistle from the depths of the hole as the screen goes black, leaving the fate of Keller and the resolution of the haunting mystery hanging in suspense. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you want to watch more videos like this. Thank you for watching and see you again soon. Take care.